Welcome back to This is VANCOLOUR. Last month, the Centre for Israel and Jewish Affairs called on the Government of Canada to block popular live streamer Hassan Piker from entering Canada to speak at a University of British Columbia event. Last week, independent BC MLA Tara Armstrong echoed that call, claiming Piker is a member of Antifa and that foreign terrorists have no right to enter Canada. Now, to be clear, Hassan Piker has made controversial and offensive statements, but he is a US citizen with no criminal record. So can Canada legally deny him entry anyway? Here to give us her verdict is my counterpart from CBC Radio's Soapbox Social every Thursday at 4 o'clock on the Coast with Gloria Makarenko. Representing Acumen Law, she is Kyla Lee, and this is Kyla's Court. So Kyla, let's just cut to the chase here. Can Canada deny entry to a US citizen even if they have no criminal record or history or they're not under any investigation?
Oh, absolutely. Canada can deny entry to anyone pretty much for any reason they want. There's a whole list of reasons given on the Government of Canada's website, including even having a family member that's inadmissible to Canada. But typically, if there's any kind of national security concern about a person, that would get you denied entry.
Okay, so that's interesting. Now, independent BC MLA Tara Armstrong has said that Hassan Piker is a foreign terrorist because of his alleged ties to the group Antifa. From a legal standpoint, does Canada recognize that he's part of this group and that he's a terrorist?
I mean, Canada might recognize he's part of that group, but Antifa is not on Canada's list of recognized terrorist organizations. It is in some other countries, but Canada doesn't consider them to be a terrorist organization, at least as of right now. And so because it's not on a list, he's not automatically considered for immigration purposes a terrorist.
Okay, that's interesting. So even if our closest ally considers someone a threat, whether the U.S. actually does or not is unclear, because again, he has no criminal history. Canada doesn't have to oblige by those labels.
No, Canada doesn't have to consider the labels of other countries, including, even criminal records in other countries. If it's not an offense in Canada, Canada can let people in, even though they may have long criminal records in other countries for things that we allow that are legal here.
Okay, I just feel like, and I don't want to get into the moral thing about free speech and all that stuff, but wouldn't there be legal implications if Canada just willy-nilly stops the entry of U.S. citizens who do have clean criminal records? Like at some point, the Americans would be like, hey, why do you keep doing this to our citizens? Or are we just kind of left to do our own thing when it comes to our border?
We're left to do our own thing when it comes to our border. Now, if it was just willy-nilly that Canada was denying entry to people, there could be consequences in terms of a lot of judicial reviews.
But you just said that they could willy-nilly deny entry to anyone.
They can, but you can still review it in federal court. If you're
okay.
denied entry, there's different levels of appeal that you can go through. Sometimes there's appeals within the immigration division. Sometimes you can do a judicial review in federal court. So you do have remedies if you are denied entry. But if it's just random that Canada's denying entry, that would probably raise a little bit of international concerns.
But how long does a legal review take? Like if you arrive at the Canadian border and they're saying, okay, we're not going to let you entry, obviously you can't expedite a legal review for that day, right?
Not typically. You can get a notice of inadmissibility, and then you can review that internally with the Immigration Canada, or alternatively, within 60 days, if you're outside of Canada, 15 if you're within Canada, you can apply to the federal court. But then once you're in the federal court, it moves slowly.
So again, this just sounds like Canada has a lot of discretion to let people in or not let people in. There seems to be a review mechanism, but that will take some time if you're an American trying to get into Canada.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. No legal grounds of like, hey, I have an event. It's sponsored by a university. I'm trying to understand Hassan Piker's rights here.
Weren't you supposed to be hosting that event?
I was, but I had another commitment, and that's why I'm not hosting that
another
event.
Commitment, sure.
Yeah. And it's, it's nice that now MLA Tara Armstrong is not going to call me affiliated with a terrorist. So, win, I guess.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so if you do have legitimate reasons that you need to come to Canada, even if you have a criminal record or you might be inadmissible on other grounds, there are processes you can follow to apply for essentially an exemption, a temporary residence permit to allow you to come into Canada despite the, otherwise circumstances that would make you inadmissible. That probably wouldn't work, though, if somebody's determined to be a national security risk or a terrorist.
Okay, well, if Hassan Piker for some reason is watching this, he knows which lawyer to contact to give him legal advice. Thank you so much for your time tonight.
Thank you.
Folks, that's our show. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to Sherry McLennan, Stuart Prest, and of course, cool Kyla Lee for their time tonight. What's the best thing you ever recovered from a lost and found? Shoot me an email, mo@thisisvancolour.com, or just let me know your thoughts on tonight's show. Also, follow me on all the social media @VanColour. Until next time, stay colorful, friends. Peace.